So let's try this again. I have the DJI Pocket 4P and the Insta360 Luna Ultra. I recently did a video comparing both of them, and the Luna Ultra ended up dying halfway through that video. And it didn't really die, it froze up and overheated halfway through the video. Both of those issues have happened to me in the past, so it's not a one-off occurrence with this camera, but I did get some comments under that video saying that, you know, it's gonna overheat because I have the battery attached to it. It would have lasted longer without the remote attached to the camera. And so we're gonna do this one more time, and we're gonna do the test, not comparing any of the picture quality or anything like that, just seeing which one lasts longer than the other. We're gonna shoot until either one of the cameras overheats, the battery dies, or the memory card fills up. Right now, both of these cameras have just the 1/4 inch attachment. They don't have the extended battery on either of them. I do have battery grips for both cameras, and I will attach them once the battery gets down to 20%. I have the official Insta360 battery grip that came with the creator combo with this camera. And then for the Pocket 4P, I don't have the battery grip for this one, the official DJI one. So I have the small rig. It's not even one made for specific for this camera. It's made for the 3 and the 4, not the 4P. But from what I've read online, it works just as well. If anything, the Insta360 here has the advantage because it's using an official one. Third-party ones are not necessarily always reliable, although I do really like small rig. We're going to be recording 2 micro SD cards. So on the Insta360, I have their official Insta360 512 gigabyte card. And then on the Pocket 4P, I'm going to be using a 1 terabyte Lexar silver card. For sure, there's enough storage on either one of these to last. I think there's 12 hours plus on this one and 22 hours plus on this one. We're going to be shooting both of these cameras in 4K 30 in auto shutter, auto white balance, and we are going to turn the tracking on for both of them. We're going to be shooting with these just as if they came out of the box, and that means no microphones. I'm even going to give the Insta360 an advantage here by removing the screen and allowing it to record with it separated, so a lot of that heat doesn't build up in between the base and the remote itself. Let's go ahead and get started. So let's turn both of these on. Both of these are at 100%. I'm going to be using a clamp here to prop up the Luna Ultra screen. Just a clamp with some gaff tape, nothing special. All right. Now I'm just gonna press record here. 1, 2, 3. All right, both of them are recording. Let's set up tracking on both of these. So double tapping on the back of the 4P. All right, now it's tracking me on the Luna Ultra. All right, so the test is officially going. Both cameras are tracking. They're both recording. They're both recording in 4K 30. I got the Pocket 4P in D-Log and the Luna Ultra in I-Log. I am going to be taking the temperature here at the beginning. So the front of the Insta360 is at 87 degrees and the Pocket 4P is a little bit hotter at 89 degrees. The back of the remote, I don't know if that matters, that's at 83 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll be checking those about every 10-15 minutes. I do want to mention a couple things from that last video, because in that last video, I definitely did have a bias going into the test, mainly because I'm more of a DJI user. Now, that doesn't mean that I wanted the Luna Ultra to fail on me or that I wanted the Luna Ultra to have these issues. I spend my own money on these products and I wanted both of them to work as intended. The fact that I have been having so much issues with the Luna is a little bit upsetting because I don't want to have this bias. There is a very real issue with not being able to get the Pocket 4P in the States or the Pocket 4 in the States or any newer DJI product in the States for that matter. The fact that there's no warranty on the DJI Pocket 4P from DJI. since I'm here in the States is a big issue. And I will acknowledge that on camera. It is a huge issue. With the Insta360 Luna Ultra, I have been emailing Insta360 going back and forth. When I initially emailed them and let them know about the issues that I was having with the camera, I didn't get a response back from an agent. I got a response back from their Insta360 bot. So the email from the AI bot didn't seem to not know that there was overheating issues going on with this camera. In fact, it gave me some bullet points on what I should try if the camera does overheat. So I'm gonna read you off some of those bullet points here. To help reduce overheating and improve stability during longer sessions, please try the following recommendations. Avoid long duration recording in hot, windless, or enclosed environments. I should mention, I have my AC on, I have the fan on back there, and the room is 78 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not hot in here. It's actually pretty nice, especially because it's like over 90 degrees outside right now in LA. The next bullet point is avoid recording while charging whenever possible, as this increases cumulative heat. If practical, lower recording load by reducing resolution or frame rate during extended sessions. Avoid keeping the Insta360 app connected continuously during long recordings. Pause recording periodically if the camera becomes very hot, allowing it to cool naturally for a few minutes. The optional 1/4-inch thread handle can help reduce direct heat transfer to your hand during use. So basically what I got from this was that they have inputted this information into their AI bot, knowing that there's probably people emailing them, letting them know that, hey, this is an issue that I'm having. And because of those recommendations, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that the overheating issue is not just this one unit. I'm gonna go ahead and just assume that it's a whole widespread issue. Now, the freezing issue that I had in that first comparison video is a much bigger issue. Those freezing issues are rarer than the overheating issues, but it still happens. And I would hope that through firmware updates that those issues get better. Besides those issues that I've been having with the Insta360, it's a great camera. There's not really much difference to these cameras except for the picture quality that you get out of them. That's really the only thing that I think separates the actual product itself. That's excluding the issues that I've been having. The Insta360 right now does have the ability to shoot a 1:1 aspect ratio in 3K, but the Pocket 4P is not able to shoot in that 1:1 aspect ratio. So that's just one more thing that the DJI Pocket 4P doesn't have over the Luna Ultra. I have pushed both of these cameras to their limits, and I've gotten both of these cameras to overheat. Now, one I pretty much had to force to overheat. The Pocket 4P I had to force to overheat because it has a safeguard. When it starts to overheat, you get a message on the screen, but that message will say, instead, it won't stop recording. In fact, it will stop charging first before it stops recording. So you have more of a chance of the battery dying before it stops recording. I did force it to continue to charge, and that is the only way that I was able to get it to overheat and stop recording. Other than that, the Insta360 Luna has overheated on me multiple times. Let's see how long it's been now. So we're at 15 minutes and the Luna Ultra lost me when I did that. So let's there you go. Okay, it's tracking me again. All right, so the front of the Insta360 Luna is at 108 degrees. The front of the DJI Pocket is also at 108 degrees. The remote is still at 87 degrees. It's not heating up at all. But this back plate right here, this plate, so this is some sort of metal. I would assume it's aluminum, just to help dissipate some of that heat. But that is currently reading at That's reading at 121 right now. So 121 degrees, the difference between where the plastic is and the back, that's about 10 degrees difference, I would say, maybe 12 degrees difference. I do think that there's ways to help prevent the Luna Ultra from overheating, like we've seen with cameras. Like for instance, with the camera that I'm using right now to shoot this is the R5 Mark II. They made a battery grip that has a fan on it, which I'm using right now to record this. That fan is meant to keep the camera cool, the battery's cool. I think that they can do something like that with the Insta360 Luna. But I think the real issue is this back plate. This back plate being where a lot of that heat is stored. And not only that, when the remote has to be put back on the camera, it just builds up heat on the back of the remote and on the back of the camera. So that back plate is, I think, the biggest issue and the biggest source of heat that this has. Like the gimbals themselves don't generate that much heat. The gimbal right now is at 100 degrees on the Luna Ultra, and it's hotter on the DJI at 109, the same as the front of the camera. It's about 110 right now on the DJI. So temperature wise, they're both very similar in continuously running. It's really just this black plate here that really screws this camera over because it holds so much more of that heat. Now, I really love the fact that it has the removable screen. The downside is that if you lose the screen or if the screen dies, I still don't know if the camera could be operated without it. So if you lose the screen, there's no Find My on the screen, which is really good to have if it was implemented. And I know Insta360 can do it because they did it with their Go Ultra. The removable camera on the Go Ultra had a Find My feature. So I don't really know why they didn't implement it on the remote, because if it's so important that the camera can't run without it, then it should have that Find My feature on it. And not only that, like what if it breaks? If it breaks, like I haven't asked Insta360 about replacements on the remote, or if they're going to be selling it as an accessory if you need extra, or could it connect to multiple remotes? Could you use them as multiple microphones? I guess what we'll have to see. Now, I don't want to say that I was using the Insta360 Luna Ultra in an uncommon way in my last comparison video, because I think a lot of people that pick up this camera are gonna leave the extended battery on it. They are gonna be running it for long periods of time. I think most people won't, but I think there will be a few cases where you will be recording for a long time. Whether it be at music events, whether it be talking headshots like this, if you have kids, maybe you're recording like soccer games or stuff like that need to be recorded for a long time. That's when these longer duration times come into play. Now, are they common? No. And I do want to state that I have used the Insta360 Luna Ultra for hours on end, shooting little clips without having any issues. That is one thing about the Luna Ultra, that it does work, keeping that in mind. If you're going to be shooting, in 4K 30, in iLog, shooting short clips, it's fine. It works perfectly fine. It's only in these longer duration clips that this overheating issue happens. Where I think the internet splits here on both of these cameras is the pro use case for each of them. Because with them being considered a little bit more pro grade cameras, having the two lenses, being able to shoot in 10-bit iLog, I know that they don't compare to a mirrorless camera or something like an FX3 or higher cinema grade cameras. But the fact that they are able to shoot in such high quality resolution, and the fact that both of them can shoot in log to give us a little bit more creative freedom, is the reason why they're both considered these more pro cameras. Now, I did mention in my podcast when I did another overheat test with the Insta360 Luna that we haven't got the base Luna yet. We've only got the Luna Ultra. Now, will the base Luna have a removable screen? If not, it might last longer. It might record for longer. We might not have these issues, because I do think, again, that this backplate is the main culprit on this camera. And even that alone, maybe just for people here in the States that don't have the ability to buy the Pocket 4 or the Pocket 4P, just being able to get a pocket camera like the Luna that is a little bit more reliable, that might be enticing enough. I think when it comes down to it, one of these brands has been doing this for a lot longer. DJI has been making these pocket cameras now for 4 generations. All right, let's check how long we've been recording now. All right, we're at 30 minutes. The Luna Ultra lost me again. So let's 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, the temperature on the front of the Luna Ultra is 119. The temperature on the front of the DJI is 115. The back of the Luna Ultra is 123. The back of the remote of the Luna Ultra is not hot at all. That's still 87 degrees. The gimbal is 104 for the Luna Ultra and 113 for the DJI Pocket 4P. The battery on the remote is about 50% right now. I'm not gonna put it back on the camera until it starts turning red or it starts telling me that the battery is low on it. And the only reason that I'm gonna be putting it back on the camera is because I'm not sure that the camera will keep recording after the remote dies. So I'm sure that there's a way to record with the Insta360 with just your phone maybe, but I think that would be a completely different test. To tell you guys more about my correspondence with Insta360, so after that first email with the bot, I did email them back and say that I wanted to speak to an actual representative, and shared with them the issues that I've been having with it, with like the fact that it has been freezing, the fact that it overheats and shuts off at between 30 minutes and 50 minutes. I shared with them all like the settings that I've been shooting in. I did share with them that it has the most recent firmware update. Both cameras' firmware have been up to date at the time of this recording. So the Insta360 Luna Ultra has the firmware update ending in 0.288, and the DJI Pocket 4P, I'm not sure what firmware update it has. I did just update it yesterday, and today's Friday, August 7th. But after talking to Insta360's team, it seems like they do want to have this unit back for further testing. And I'm hoping that it is just this unit that has these issues. Again, especially from like what I've been reading online and just the response back from their AI bot, I think it's just hardware mistakes. Like the fact that it does have the removable screen, I think that as cool as it is their biggest downfall here. It gives the base more reason to overheat with this back plate here. But best case scenario is that I send this camera back, they figure out that it's only, you know, a small batch of items that are having these issues. They offer me a replacement, and I have no more of these issues moving forward. So that's all that I can hope, and I'm crossing my fingers that it's that. All right, let's check the time. All right, we're at 40 minutes on both of them now. The Luna Ultra lost me again. The Pocket 4P had a little bit of issue finding me, but it did it. All right, both of them are tracking me again. At 40 minutes, the front of the Luna Ultra is at 126 degrees Fahrenheit. The front of the DJI Pocket 4P is at 119 degrees Fahrenheit. The back of the Luna Ultra is at 137. And then just, I haven't been checking the back of the DJI. It's actually, it's 103. Let me try it again. 108. So it's a little bit cooler back here than this one. That definitely cooler than this one. The back of the remote is still 87 degrees. Let me actually check the battery of the remote. Okay, so we still got about 30% left on the remote, so we're still good. The gimbal on the Luna Ultra is 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and the Pocket 4P is 115 degrees Fahrenheit, 115.8, almost 116. At this point right now, it's just another waiting game, so I'm just gonna respond to some emails on my phone while this continues to record, and I'll do another temperature check in another 10 minutes. Okay. The Luna Ultra stopped recording. Let me actually see what happened here. Maybe I could have accidentally hit it, but let's double check. Oh no, it froze. So the Luna Ultra is frozen. This happened without the screen attached, and it sucks because again, I don't think it barely made it, maybe 45 minutes if that's the case. So again, this happens to me, at least. This is now the third or fourth time that this specific freeze issue happens. I don't have any other signals to the gimbal, so it's just the remote. Let me see what happens if I connect it back on here. Let's see. That helps. Okay, so that seemed to help, but it did stop recording. So I think for the sake of it, I'm just gonna hit record one more time and just continue to do it until I get another overheat warning. But let's note that it did freeze. There we get a warning here. So stop recording due to high temperature. So let's check the temperature here. On the back of it, it's 129 degrees Fahrenheit, or on the front of it, I should say. And on the back of it, it is 127 right now, but it probably, the temperature probably went down as it has been. It probably stopped recording a little while ago, a couple minutes ago at least. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this off. So again, this camera is gonna keep going. I'm gonna go ahead and turn tracking off. All right, so that kind of sucked. This camera's still going at 49 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to record until it dies. You know, one thing I just noticed about this camera is that there is this, like, I would say 35 to 25 degree spot right here that it can't get to. So like, it can't, like, whether it's in selfie mode or facing the other way, it can't go full profile to the left. So that is, I literally just found that out. I didn't know that that was an issue till now, but we're gonna go ahead and just keep recording. At 52 minutes, the front is 119 degrees Fahrenheit. The back Right under the screen is 101 degrees. The gimbal is 118. But the gimbal should probably cool down as I haven't been using it as much, but let's see. And we're still at 64% here on this camera. As for the Luna Ultra, it still feels hot. It made it 45 minutes and 42 seconds. That was how long the clip was. So that kind of sucks because I was expecting it to last a lot longer, especially because it didn't have the battery extension. I do think that the battery extender does add a lot of heat. I don't know what else to say here. I'm just gonna, I guess, just leave this here, and I'm just gonna point the DJI to my wall as it continues to record here. Hopefully it's just this unit, and I will be sending this video to Insta360, or at least letting them know about my findings, because I don't want people to have this issue. As I said in my podcast, when I recreated the overheat test again with the Insta360, I want people to have the best experience with these cameras, because a lot of the times this is an entry point for people getting into a creative hobby. And the easier that barrier is to learn, to be able to shoot in 4K 30, to be able to shoot in 4K 120, to be able to shoot in log, and learn how to color grade your footage, all that stuff being available in these cameras, and to be able to get it for the price point, I think is awesome. Okay, so we're at almost an hour with the DJI Pocket 4P. I'm just gonna keep this recording, and we'll see how long it can record. It's still at 60% battery here. It's honestly better than I expected. At just under an hour, the front of the camera is at 118. The gimbal is at 117. And then the back under the camera, or under the screen, is at 111 or 101 Fahrenheit. So no issues yet. I'm gonna go ahead and just walk away right now, and then I'll come back. All right, so we are at 7% on the DJI, and my R5 is gonna die. So I need to plug that in. So let's add the battery grip to this. So again, this is the small rig battery grip that I have here. It's supposed to last pretty long, but it charges once you press that button right there. Let me put that down and take the tripod off of this one. All right. So now it's obviously way higher, but you guys could still see the screen there. All right, and then let me fix the battery issue on my camera. All right, so I connected oh shit. All right, so I have a V-mount battery here that I just connected to the camera, so hopefully it doesn't die. It does show that it's charging. It's at 7% right now. So I'm gonna just stick around for a little bit and make sure that everything goes smooth. 142 minutes, so that's over 2 hours. It's still going strong. Okay, it just went up 1%. It's now at 8%. And it is a little hotter. It's 116 degrees on the back, or on the front of the DJI. The battery itself has not started to get warm. Maybe just at the top of it right here. It's about 95 degrees. And right here, 108. So it is charging. It's getting hot under there. If this camera is ever gonna overheat, it's gonna be right now, when it's intaking power and when it's having to record. But as I said earlier, The only warning that I ever got on this camera was it would say that it's overheating and that it stopped charging. So it would force itself to stop charging even though it's connected. And then with this external battery, I would just press it again to force it to charge. And that's the only way that I got it to overheat and stop recording. It's at 9% now, so I'm pretty confident that it's gonna go for a little bit. All right, so it's now been 4 hours and 15 minutes. I've gone ahead and had a whole meal and come back. It's kind of crazy how this is still going. I kind of want to stop it, but then if I stop it, then it's going to be like, how long could it have gone for, you know? So we're just going to keep it going. We got one more dot on the battery grip, and the battery is at 27%, almost 250 minutes going. We're just gonna keep it running. The temperature on the camera on the front of it is 221 degrees. On the battery grip, it's 104. Just under the screen, it's 120. I guess I'll come back in a little bit and see how it's doing. All right, so I just checked back over at the camera. I was just getting some work done here on my desk, and I noticed that the battery grip is dead, and the camera is now on its own battery. It's at 24%, and we're at 288 minutes. So it'd be great if we can get to 300 minutes. That's an even 5 hours. I don't think it's gonna go very much further than 300 minutes. All right, so we just passed 5 hours. It's a little over 300 minutes. The front of the camera is measuring at 121 Fahrenheit. The back of the camera under the screen is 112 Fahrenheit. The gimbal is 116 Fahrenheit. We're at 15 or 16%? 15%. So let's see if we can make it another 15 minutes, you know, maybe another minute per percent. We are in the last 5%. And I guess right before it dies, I just want to mention that, one, I did not know it was going to last this long, especially with a third-party battery grip that isn't even really made for this camera. It's kind of insane that it did. Didn't overheat, kept recording the whole time. If you guys still don't believe me, I can upload, you know, the clips side by side, full length without any cuts, but there will be cuts in this just to, you know, cut out the dead space, or maybe I'll fast forward some of it. Most likely I'll fast forward some of it. I do want to just reiterate the Insta360 Luna. Now, I'm really hoping again that this is just a bad unit and Insta360 sends me a new one and no one else is having these issues. Again, from what I've seen online, I'm not the only one that the camera is freezing up on. I'm not the only one that the camera's overheating on. I don't know what it could be. I have just emailed them back and requested them to, well, not to, if they find an issue with this one and they do find it necessary to replace this unit, I asked them to replace it with a white one because that's the one that I originally wanted. But also, then I can actually tell before and after I started having issues visually in some of these videos. So we'll see. I'm still waiting on them to send me back like a shipping label and everything. But once that happens, I'll make sure to let you guys know the process of all that stuff. Again, I've done plenty of testing on both of these cameras. I am not surprised that the camera did last longer than Insta360. I am surprised that it lasted this long. Hopefully this helps you guys make the decision. Again, I know there was a lot of people in the comments, and I know that when two brands are pitted against each other, there's like always sides that are taken. I don't really have a side and a dog in this fight. I bought both of these with my own money. I want both of them to be good. I bought the Insta360 for my fiance because she doesn't shoot in log and she's not usually recording for longer clips, but in the situations that she does record for longer durations, for example, if she's like she sets down her camera and wants to film herself doing her makeup and stuff like that, like those are situations where she's going to be recording for longer than 30 minutes, and I need this to last longer than 30 minutes. Like the fact that it dies every time that I do one of these tests between 30 and 50 minutes is an issue, and it shouldn't be. So honestly, if they made another Insta360 Luna without the removable screen, because I do think that remote is the biggest issue of what causes the overheating, because it has to also charge that remote, and the metal plate on the back of the base. I think that's really the main culprit here, and I may be wrong. Again, I'm not a professional. I don't build these things. I don't take them apart. But just using common sense, I would assume that that's what it is. With the Pocket 4P, again, the three issues that I have with it: the overexposure issue in full manual, not having log in slow-mo, and not having a 1:1 aspect ratio. If they added that in this, I'd be happy. I did just answer back a comment in the last video where I compared these two, where someone asked me if I would be happy with the Insta360 Luna if it wasn't having these issues, and the answer was yes. I would be happy with it. The only real issue that I have with the Luna, besides these the stability of the actual product, is the fact that the image does get a little soft in iLog. Other than that, it works great. Well, I can't even really say that it works great because it dies. You can't really record for a long time with it. It's good for short clips. So for capturing small moments, it's a great camera right now. So if they fix that, or in the regular Luna they fix that, we'll be good. But this camera, the D-Log is awesome. The D-Log 2 is great. I'm not going to be shooting in D-Log 2 very much of the time, to be honest. And there it goes. That was the end of the camera. It's at 125 degrees Fahrenheit. The back of the camera in front of the screen, or below the screen, is 105 degrees Fahrenheit, and the gimbal itself was 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So it never got over the 125 degrees Fahrenheit, I don't believe. I could be wrong. This video has been recording for so long that I don't even really remember half of the stuff that has gone on during this test. I just know that this one died, this one didn't. Sorry, I don't know why I'm still talking and you guys can't see me. I've been talking for long enough. This video has gone on for way too long. I canceled plans for this. Please like and subscribe. Appreciate everyone actually that liked and subscribed after the last comparison video. I guess I'll see you guys next Monday, but until then, keep shooting. Peace.